Also, I should elaborate that each of the opponents tonight, each of the All-Star contenders, were the people responsible for picking their opponent. JSR has picked Broly's opponent, Broly has picked Arbiter's opponent, and Arbiter has picked JSR's opponent. So Arbiter selecting Myst Motone. And also later tonight we will see Broly in action against the individual JSR is selected. And Arbiter will be in action against the individual Broly is selected. Also tonight, ladies and gentlemen, T-Bone's rules. We'll see Tails going one-on-one in non-title action with the Wildcat. Which Tails will be trying to regain some of the lost momentum that he took, that he lost on the road, I should say, after tapping out to the cat mission. As filming was also talking about earlier tonight, just a few moments ago, Mewtwo will be in action, teaming up with Hitmonchan to take on Bob and Zinyak. And our main event tonight is a men's and women's tag team matchup, of course featuring the world champion. Oh, nicely done there! Featuring the world champion, Ben Hopkins. See there, the shots by JSR, and JSR, he's got a lot to try and prove in this one. A lot of people view him as the underdog. A lot of people view him as the almost the no chance in hell guy in the matchup for the All-Star title. The fact he's got to go up against Broly and Arbiter puts JSR in a complicated position. Of course, Myst Motone's also got quite a bit to prove. Of course, as of late, he's been having some confrontations with the new man on the block, Paul Phoenix. But also, Myst Motone, as I mentioned earlier, has himself a nice new contract. Nice little pay increase. And not only that, he's one of the few people that have actually been granted his own private locker room. He better prove tonight that he's worth all those things. A win over JSR could certainly set him on his way. But right now, it's not looking too good. Right now, JSR is looking dominant. Nice Northern Light suplex. And JSR's going to need to keep this dominance up. And look at this now. Oh! Nicely countered there by Myst, but JSR, whoa! Well evaded there. Myst cutter! Nicely done there by Myst Motone. And Myst, shot there. And JSR now. Going for the JSR bomb, and it gets countered. And it is the most devastating move in CXWI! And he wins it! Myst Motone off the backslide! And just like that, he counters! Looked like he was going to go for a JSR driver. Myst counters with the backslide. And just like that, it's a victory. And look at JSR! JSR now on the assault! JSR now, and oh god! Pipe shot to the head! And JSR, he loses the match! And is now just pounding the fucking daylights out of Myst Motone! Oh, the Wooperplex! And now what? Oh dear God! JSR bomb! JSR bomb! And now, oh God! JSR not stopping there! JSR, I guess, trying to make a statement. He's sadly making it. Oh God Almighty! JSR bomb through the table. First matchup of the night, or post matchup, I should say. And already we've got a broken table. It doesn't change the fact that Myst Motone won the matchup, but JSR certainly leaves, having made the impact. Alright people, we now move on. Mono and mono, T-Bone's rules action. And here is Tails, the international champion. Of course, defending that gold against the Wildcat and Dark Forge at European Crusade. Now, there's a bit of an interesting story onto this one. About this match being a T-Bone's rules match, this follows a comment that was made by Ben Hopkins that he believes that to try and up the ante of the international title, to try and set it out as being I guess a more clean-cut title, he believes that the matches should be contested always under T-Bone's rules. Here is the Wildcat. And so Tails has decided he's going to give it a go. So this is going to be a T-Bone's rules matchup. The title's not on the line, but excuse me. The title's not on the line, but certainly a win over an individual that made him tap out on the road will certainly re-establish some momentum for Tails, but it will also give us a chance to see how good this match ends up playing out, and if Ben Hopkins' theory is correct. Of course, both of these guys technical. Both of these guys very technical wrestlers in the ring. Tails at times a bit more of a showman, and certainly shown an example of that showmanship with an elbow drop. Of course, as I say, both of them very technical in the ring, but also you look at their other stuff. As I said, Tails is a He can be a bit of a showman and also a high flyer, naturally. But the Wildcat, I wouldn't even say that the technical side is his primary. That's his secondary style. His primary style is all about these, the submissions. And when it comes to submissions in CXWI, I've stated it before many a time, and I guess it's one of the things, but Progression can be very happy to have it on their side. There is no one in CXWI greater at applying those submissions than the Wildcat. So of course, under T-Bone's rules, you win by pinfalls, submissions, or knockout. The DQ rule in T-Bone's rules is active, so you can't use weapons. The rope break rule is active. Of course, CXWI many times, we certainly label ourselves as a hardcore league, both in its wrestling and in its other content, as many people on CAW Wrestling Illustrated will tell you. But here with T-Bone's rules, it's where we ditch that hardcore label. We put the focus. We put the focus on to wrestling. You see now Wildcat going for the crossface and Tails rolling out of it. And now on the double underhook suplex. This is exactly what. Pushing away there. Now trying to whoop. Getting out that one and a shot there by the Wildcat. Look at this right now. Counter for counter for counter by these two. Nicely countered there. Tails quickly getting away. He knows full well, but if Wildcat tries to put on that cat mission again, then it could be game over. Nicely done by Tails. That's that high-flying Arsenal. Naturally. Oh, trying to sit Tom there. Seen Tails try that a few times, but didn't get it once again. Tails having to escape. Now, this is what I talk about when I talk about T-Bone's rules. Strength. Just the strength that these two possess in just wrestling skill. Look at that forward suplex. And that's what makes these two individuals, Tails and the Wildcat, so unique. I mean, don't get me wrong, both of them will get hardcore when needs be. But strip that away, they can still wrestle. It's the one thing that differentiates them to other people, such as the third person in the picture of the CXWI International title, that of course being Dark Forge. And look at this now, crossface! And Tails is in trouble now! Tails been put in a crossface! But Tails there refusing to give. But as I was saying about Dark Forge, most of Dark Forge's offense doesn't come from much wrestling per se. It comes from brute force, brute power of strikes and of grapples. Not exactly a technically all my words fucking jumbled. Not exactly a technically sound guy, but an individual that likes to just use brute force against you. Nice full Nelson slam there. And that'll be the one thing that Tails and Wildcat